Hey everyone, welcome to Movie Films with Bill and Steve. I'm Steve.
And I'm Bill.
Movies talk. So let's talk wrestling!
Let's talk that wrestling, that mumblecore, that improv, the Hollywood star-making power of wrestling. Okay, well, on to today's discussion, as I mentioned in the notes for last week's episode, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes month did not really plan out all too well.
No, it did not.
So we're playing by ear here. We decided, you know what? One of the biggest events in pro wrestling just happened on January 4th. Wrestle Kingdom 12 for New Japan Pro Wrestling. So we thought, you know what? This has gotten a lot of buzz of everybody. We both like wrestling. Steve has never really watched a full New Japan show. So what better time than now? Let's just take this time and just review the show. Let's just have some fun. Because wrestling is like a movie film.
Yeah, it is. It's a stage play that's recorded.
It's different. Yeah, exactly.
Like that movie with the chick that kept getting raped by the town, and the town was just painted lines on the floor. That is a movie. I don't know the title of it, but it was a movie that I watched.
I haven't heard about this movie.
Short description is that it's basically done like a stage play where there's no set. So the entire movie is done on a stage, but it's filmed like it's a movie. And instead of a set, it is literally like just designs on the floor that says what house this is, or this is the doghouse and stuff like that. So everything is filmed in basically like a black soundstage, but it's treated as if it's a full town and a feature film. And also a woman gets raped a lot. But then her dad shows up and kills everyone, so it's a happy ending.
Is this French?
No, it's an American film. But it made like no money, and then somehow the director wanted to make that a trilogy. And even though the first film made no money, he somehow got the budget to make the sequel, which was not filmed the same way, but was a continuation of the story, and that made even less money, and that was that.
That's some avant-garde shit right there.
Movie on stage, no set.
Steve's Googling the answers. Classic movie films way.
Yay!
Woo! This episode brought to you by Google.
Oh, that's...
Don't ask Jeeves, ask Google.
That's definitely not it. This is not the one.
I think it's woman on stage gets raped. There's a great description.
Actually, I didn't put woman raped. That was my fault. Woman raped.
Yeah.
Hey, I found it! I'm not even kidding! I added woman raped. And immediately got the movie. It's called Dogville.
Dogville?
Yes.
Remember when we were going to talk about wrestling and now we're talking about this movie Dogville? I gotta see what this looks like. Oh, okay, that's an interesting set. So, like, people come on stage and, like, sexually assault her?
Basically.
This is... Elm Street, Canyon Road. This is...
I'm wrong. I'm wrong. So they do have some buildings, but... Oh, no, they just have props. They don't have buildings. I was right.
Yeah, they have doors and stuff. This is a soundstage.
It was an interesting film. It was interesting. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I did not regret seeing it, though. I'll say that. But you'd never have to see it.
No, I don't quite... Oh, Nicole Kidman's in this.
Yes.
She's the one that gets raped.
Yeah, she gets raped. A lot.
Maybe I do want to see this movie now.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Oh, it's by Lars von Trier. Okay. Nope, makes complete sense to me now. Okay. That's okay. I have no interest in seeing it. Fuck him. Okay, cool. Okay, so Wrestle Kingdom 12.
Wrestling!
Now, Steve, try to just form up our narrative here for this episode. How much of New Japan's product have you ever seen? I know I showed you Omega Okada 1 when I came and visited you last year.
I saw that, and I saw 2. No, what's it 2 or 3? Which one was the one that was a tie?
That was 2.
Okay, so I saw 1 and 2. And I also watched a match of Kenny Omega wrestling a 7-year-old girl.
That was for DDT, so that was not New Japan.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. They all look the same to me. That's a racial joke, guys, for our new white supremacist crowd.
Yeah, go to Daily Storm, enter Ching Chong code to get 15% off your subscription. I don't know what the fuck Daily Storm does. I hear people talk about it as a white supremacist news website or something.
I assume they just have coupons.
Please email us and let me know what Daily Storm does. I
don't want to go there. I just want to know.
I'll be on the list if I go there.
Anyway, that's all I've seen with New Japan.
Okay, great. So I'm sure you were excited for the show because of the whole Jericho Omega thing. I mean, this show is getting a lot of buzz.
I mean, I was excited for the show because I've always wanted to watch New Japan. And I fully admit that Omega Jericho was kind of like what hit the enter button on me deciding to get the sub for Wrestle Kingdom, but I was already very strongly considering it because I've always heard such good things.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I mean, that seems to be a case for a lot of people. I mean, I think this show is definitely had a lot of buzz of it already. I think the whole of 2017, New Japan has garnered so much buzz. Like, it was just culminating in so much things, because many things were just clicking on all cylinders. Of course, you have such news headlines going all around the world between Omega and Okada. Of course, the popularity of the Young Bucks, the popularity of Tetsuya Naito and Los Ingobernables de Japón, and everything else going on. And it was just buzzing and buzzing and buzzing. Then... the video plays and it reveals, Chris Jericho, and everyone's like, what? And then that, I believe it wasn't, that was a King of Pro Wrestling, I think, was when the video was. And then the show in Fukuoka at end of November, December. It was Destruction shows. I'm trying to remember which shows they were. Then it's like video, and then Jericho shows up and attacks Kenny, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, what's going on?" And he bleeds,
and that doesn't happen in New Japan.
And it's getting crazy, and that just the buzz went through the roof. And of course, there's the press conference. What are you laughing at, fuckface? Everything else is happening, and then it leads up to the double main event. But there's only one main event. That's the match that goes on last, and that was Okada versus Naito. And it's just all the buzz all over the place. And so we're going to get right into this here. We're going to talk about Wrestle Kingdom 12. This show is about 6 hours long, and we'll talk about how well that turned out. The first kind of pre-show before the real show starts was the yearly occasion of the New Japan Rumble.
Yes.
This is a situation where it's not necessarily anything usually good, but it's a case for a lot of people, people to get on the show, be able to be on the show, because not obviously there's never room for everyone to be on the show, as far as singles or title matches are concerned. So you get a lot of people out there. Sometimes returning legends will come back. Not so much this year, but past years, like Fujiwara had shown up, the Great Kabuki. Who else usually shows up? I mean, all sorts of people.
Well, given who won and why he won, that's probably a good thing that they didn't bring back too many big people that they wanted to see.
Oh, trust me. When it comes to the legends coming back, they really just get defeated pretty quick. It's just garner a quick pop. It's not a case of they all show up and win, because last year's winner was Michael Elgin, which fuck Michael Elgin. The year before that was Jado won, because Jado had come back. He hadn't wrestled for New Japan for a short bit. Then the year before that, Yuji Nagata won, Yuji Nagata was also in this year's New Japan Rumble. Probably still one of the most criminally underutilized talents in New Japan right now for the 49-year-old Yuji Nagata.
Okay.
The former ace of the company, who he used to be the Tanahashi spot.
Maybe.
Now they don't really ever utilize him very well. So it's like, what's in the Rumble, sir?
Maybe next year John Cena will win it.
Maybe. We can only hope. So the entrance here, it started with Kitamura and Bushi. Kitamura is a young lion for New Japan for the dojo. They started. I'm just going to run the list of the entrance order, and we can just chat about it. Then Delirious. Then we had Laigo Tonga, Madanobu Nakanishi, Chase Owens, Yuji Nagata, Taki Michinoku, Kanemaru Desperado, Jushin Thunder Liger, Tiger Mask, Gino Gambino, who is an Australian wrestler for some company. Just happened to have a good day. Come over.
Cool.
I wrote down names as they're on. I should probably confirm with the official.
I mean, I have the wiki in front of my face right now. Do you just want me to run through the fucking names?
Well, that's not the order they came out. Toei Hanare, there it is. Yoshihashi, David Finlay, Yujiro Takahashi, Cheeseburger, Satoichi Kojima, Hiroshi Tenzan, and then Masahito Kakihara was the final entrant, number 21. Usual spots all over the place, people doing all sorts of things. With the New Japan Rumble can operate under, you can be thrown over the top rope or be pinned, which usually...
Or submission, which was interesting.
Or submission. Many years it's usually used to a comedy spot where 7 people will just pile on top of one person to eliminate them.
Yeah.
To get them out of there, which that happened a couple times in here.
It did. It was fun.
This year and last year has been a good time for me because I really enjoy Cheeseburger. So this gives him a chance to always come out and just do something, which then it's hilarious that Cheeseburger is kind of a joke wrestler for Ring of Honor, and last year is when he started coming out and doing this, and it always just leads to it's amazing to me that someone who's considered a joke wrestler gets to go to New Japan, wrestle in the Tokyo Dome, be in these matches with all these like Japanese legends who are just either beating up on him or other wrestlers there are like just like teaming up with him and like, hey, we can do this. Let's take on these other guys. And just it's very, very fun babyface moments for him, and the crowd has definitely been warming up to him.
That's great.
So that's pretty cool. And then the biggest surprise here, of course, was the last entrant, Masahito Kakihara, who was a MMA wrestler guy who got cancer and beat cancer. Came back. He was wearing Sakuraba's shirt. Sakuraba was an MMA fighter who also wrestled for New Japan. Hasn't been there for a little while. So it's kind of a nod to him. He's coming out to the UWF theme, which was an organization in Japan years ago. He wrestled. It was just him and Cheeseburger. He knocked out Cheeseburger, knocked him out. Then he goes into kind of promo, promoting Takayama. Takayama is a pretty famous wrestler / MMA fighter. He's most famous for the spot with Don Fry from years back. Or I mean, you've probably seen a GIF. People have probably seen this before, where Takayama and Fry just get in the corner and start blasting each other in the face like relentlessly for like 30 seconds.
Okay, yeah.
It's a pretty famous spot. Last year, because he wrestles for DDT, last year he botched a sunset flip, which is a very basic move, but just shows that even the most basic stuff in wrestling can cause injury. He broke his neck and is paralyzed from the neck down as of now. So there's been a lot of charity work and stuff raising money for him. So that was kind of what Kakihara did here at the end, put on the Takayama shirt that they're selling for charity stuff and just kind of promoted that. So it left the New Japan Rumble ending on a really high note. Left everyone pretty happy in that regard. So, were there any standout moments for the New Japan Rumble you like, Steve?
I like seeing Liger, because I remember liking Liger when he was in WCW. That's where I first remember seeing him. Mm-hmm. So whenever he pops up, I'm always just like, oh, fuck yeah, Liger! When my wife saw Liger, she was just like, he looks like a Power Ranger character. I'm like, you say that like it's not the greatest fucking thing happening right now.
Yeah, it's Thunder Liger. Fucking rules.
That was the main thing. Otherwise it was just a fun match. It's a pre-show thing. It's meant to be more lighthearted, and I get that. And there's nothing wrong with that. So it was a good time. It was fun.
Real quick, since you like Jushin Thunder Liger, do you want to take a guess at how old he is?
Ooh. He was wrestling in WCW in the early fucking 90s. I'm gonna guess he's 50.
He is 53 years old.
Ooh, not bad.
And he's also survived brain cancer.
Fuck yeah! No selling cancer.
And he is still jacked. There's been times when he was on like a morning talk show kind of comedy show recently, and he basically came out naked with the mask still on. They asked him like, "Why'd you keep the mask on?" He's like, "Well, without the mask, I'm not Jushin Thunder Liger." So
yeah.
But yeah, he's covering up his junk, but he's like shredded, and it's like, Jesus Christ.
That's awesome.
That was it. So that was the pre-show. So now we can move on to the actual show, the beginning of Wrestle Kingdom 12. We kick it off with the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship match between the Young Bucks, Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson, going against the champs coming into this match, Roppongi 3K, Sho and Yo, with their manager, Rocky Romero. Run down this match here. The big theme of the match was definitely the Young Bucks trying to kind of demoralize the Roppongi 3K because they had just come back from excursion. They were previously young boys for New Japan from the dojo. Just like a year ago, they'd be carrying the bags for the Young Bucks and stuff. So a lot of it is the Young Bucks not respecting them and just treating them like the trash they are to them. Mm-hmm. And that was the big theme here. And very early on, Yo does a jump out of the ring and definitely hits his back hard. So that becomes kind of the theme of the match is we're going to work Yo's back, and Yo is going to either actually is hurt or he's going to definitely play hurt. And that was basically the theme. Work Yo's back. And at one point, Matt Jackson also takes a bad spill out of the ring, and also so his back is fucked up. So now it's the battle of the backs.
Oh, fuck your backs.
It's going to explode first, and why. Biggest spots here, lots of action back and forth. There's a great spot where the Young Bucks put Sho and Yo... Oh, sorry. The part that happens is Nick Jackson starts kicking Sho and Yo starts kicking Matt Jackson, and there's beating the shit out of each other's partners.
That was my favorite part of the match.
That was an excellent part. The part of the match that got me the most was definitely Matt Jackson doing a swanton off of the corner onto Yo's back.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Yo's back this entire match. Just getting completely fucked up.
Fuck your back.
And then the match ended with Nick Jackson putting the sharpshooter on Yo, and Yo finally tapping at 18 minutes, 49 seconds. What'd you think of the match, Steve? What'd you think of the action? What'd you think of the storytelling? What'd you think of the action going on?
Now, I have seen the Young Bucks wrestle quite a few times.
Okay.
And so I was going into this match expecting, like, crazy, fast-paced shit, because that's what I see a lot from the Young Bucks. And I was pleasantly surprised, because this match was a lot slower than I was expecting, and I say that in a good way. It seemed like they were really trying to take their time to tell the story of doing what you said, of, like, shitting on these guys. Mm-hmm. And then there's a lot of good moments, again, as you said, kicking each other's partners and just staring down each other. That's hilarious. That's something that's hilarious and totally makes sense. Mm-hmm. And I like that. So yeah, I mean, there's not too much to say. It was a good match. I liked it a lot. It was a good way to start off the real show.
I think so too. I thought it was an excellent way to start the match. Like, I'm going to say this match is going to play a lot of matches. When I looked at the time how long the match was, I'm like, oh, it was 18 minutes. Like, the match was expertly paced.
Yeah.
It moved quickly. There was never any slowdown in regard to that. And I think what you said about the Young Bucks is right too. Like, the Young Bucks get a lot of shit on them from a lot of, Western wrestling fans who do the usual, like, they can't tell a story, it's all high spots, they don't take it seriously. You know how people are very dismissive of things.
Oh yeah, I know. I see a lot of people say that, so I know what you're talking about.
People like Jim Cornette and the older school people who think they know the business, even though they're...
I'm a gatekeeper to this business.
Yeah, even though the Young Bucks are, probably...
International stars
making tons of money. Hell, they have, of course, the deal with Hot Topic. They're getting Funko Pops of them getting made coming this year. Not only are they going to have Hot Topic exclusive ones, but there's ones getting released everywhere.
That's awesome.
Can you imagine, like, any independent wrestler nowadays having that big of star power?
Yeah.
Outside, of course, the Bullet Club, the Elite Group, that type of stuff. Being able to pull that, it's insane. It's incredible.
Yeah.
But, so that this match, they get to show that, no, we can work a body part, we can work a style and tell a story with just completely disrespecting these young boys and trying to make them prove themselves. On top of the fact that, okay, we're going to try to be the seven-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Champions. Mm-hmm. And that's what they're going into this. Like, we're gonna fuck these little shits up, and we're gonna take these belts. And that ultimately is what happened there.
Yeah, it was great.
And excellent performances from Sho and Yo coming, because
absolutely.
Just a month prior had come back from Excursion with Ring of Honor under the Tempora Boys gimmick, which was kind of silly, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
They come back. They repeat. What was it? Taguchi Future. That was Ryusuke Taguchi and Ricochet's tag team. They beat them like their first night back. It was a big deal. And then, boom, they get the tag championships. Like, they're hot. They come up big. So, come worse with this happening there. They get defeated. Now it's time for them to kind of build back up, get those titles back. And so it's a good story for them. They're progressing really well. I cannot say enough about Yo's selling about his fucked up back.
Yeah.
It was just excellent in that regard.
Totally bought how fucked his back was.
For sure. So moving on, flip the page here on the notes.
Flip that page.
Okay, now we're on to the Gauntlet match, the Never Openweight 6-Man Tag Team Championship. The teams for this, we have Suzuki Gun, consisting of Taichi, Zack Sabre Jr., and Lazuka. And then we have Michael Elgin and War Machine. Let's see, that is Hanson and Raymond Rowe. They are starting off this match. This match goes by pretty quick because it's obviously just, again, it's kind of running that situation where we gotta get people on this show. Let's get people on this show. Let's have some stuff happening here. So there's some exchanges. Zack Sabre ends up tapping out Raymond Rowe, and they're eliminated. And then the next team in is the Chaos team with Tomohiro Ishii, Toriano, and Trent Beretta. Flurries back and forth, similar stuff you can expect. Ends up with Yano pinning Taichi, so Suzuki Gun is eliminated. And then we get to Taguchi Japan, which is Togi Makabe, Ryusuke Taguchi, and Juice Robinson. Yano also rolls up Taguchi and defeats them. Usual Kami spots when it comes to Taguchi Japan. A lot of them running the corners, running into...
That was the guy that was the team that did the Nakamura part, right?
Yes, Ryusuke Taguchi still doing kind of playing the. He's still a comedy. He's a comedy character, but he's definitely great when he plays serious, which happens every now and then.
I mean, I can tell that he plays the comedy character, but he knows what the fuck he's doing.
For sure. And he's, for years, kind of played comedy with, like, Shinsuke's gimmick and that type of thing. Mm-hmm. So that was definitely coming to effect here. And so ends up with Yano pinning Taguchi. And then we get our champions coming in, the Never Six-Man belt holders as the Bullet Club team of Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Bad Luck Fale. This is when the match kind of picks up, because basically we have some quick eliminations of these teams, a couple minutes here and there. So then we get the bulk of the match now does come down to Chaos versus Bullet Club. One of the noteworthy parts of this is Trent Beretta jumping off to try to attack Tonga Loa, and Tama Tonga running in with a gun stun on him out of nowhere.
That was pretty sweet.
That was excellent. Big part of the match was, of course, Ishii delivering a German suplex to Bad Luck Fale. And then the match ends when Trent Beretta hits the Dude Buster on Tama Tonga, and Chaos wins in 17 minutes, 3 seconds. Steve, what did you think of this match? Especially as someone who is not familiar with New Japan's product.
I wasn't a fan of this one. But I wasn't a fan of the concept. I don't care about gauntlet matches, and I don't care about 3-man tag matches. The match itself wasn't bad. It was entertaining, and I enjoyed it. Like, it was fun to watch, but, like, overall, as a match, I was not a fan of this one.
I think, yeah, your sentiments kind of mimic mine. It's these. When I was on Divas Drop Kicks and Dives, which is Kevin WK's wrestling podcast at Big Geek Network, I was kind of talking about these belts. 2 years ago, New Japan introduced these belts, and the first winners of that were the Briscoe brothers and Toriano, which that was a team for some reason. Toriano's a comedy character. I love Toriano so much, but he's polarizing. Not a lot. Some people like him, some people don't like him. But I think as far as like comedy wrestlers go, he's incredible. He's expert in what he does. And just to throw him at the Briscoe brothers, which are a tag team for Ring of Honor, which are pretty heavy, serious dudes. Strange team, but they end up winning the Never Six-Man belts, and since then, that championship has changed hands in 2 years. Let's double check here. I know it's an absurd number. Steve, Steve, let's just ask you. Take a guess. How many times do you think these belts have changed hands?
I mean, like, are we talking a lot like the DDT championship? Or
no, not quite that long.
Okay.
But just think of like a tag belt. Think about a tag team championship and about how many times do you think that would exchange hands in like WWE or something like that?
I mean, if you're saying it like that, if it was the WWE, you'd be looking at like 4 or 5 times, but you're making it sound ridiculous, so I'm going to guess 10.
16 times over the last 2 years, these belts have changed hands.
Holy shit.
I mean, the longest reign, of course, was back in May. Los Ingobernables de Japón, Bushi, Evil, and Sonata had the belts for 228 days. They're the longest reign by about 100 days.
Wow.
The longest before that was David Finlay and Ricochet and Satoshi Kojima having the belts. So these I don't know. These things are a mess. I really wish they could figure out some way. I wish they didn't exist, but since they're here, we're just gonna have to stick with them. And I think they're fine being on Chaos. Well, they're on Chaos for one day. Just a spoiler moving forward to when we talk about maybe kind of a couple things happening. The New Year's Dash show. Bullet Club ended up winning these belts back the next day.
Jesus Christ.
Didn't really matter. But I think it was building the story. The first half of the show is definitely building up stories of title changes to leave kind of you suspecting things might be happening in the second half of the show. So maybe this thing definitely had its place in the overall storytelling of the show.
Oh, I agree with that. That was one of my big takeaways from the show as well. That so much stuff was changing that you're just like, what's going to fucking happen in the last 3-4 matches?
Yeah, it's like, oh, are every title's changing? What's happening? What's going on here? So, my biggest takeaway from this is that if you have Toriano on your team and you're wrestling in the Tokyo Dome, you will win. That's the biggest takeaway going on now, because I think last year Toriano's team also won.
Oh, that's good to know.
Let's go back to let's see, Tokyo Dome. No, I guess, okay, so yeah, Los Ingobernables did win that year. That was also a gauntlet match in 2017. Oh, man, gauntlet matches in this belt, so there we go. Moving on to that, we got another pretty high-profile match that was definitely some interest sparked for it. That was Cody with his wife, Brandy Rhodes.
I love that so much. Whoa, Cody, you can't use the last name Rhodes. Okay, well, this is my wife's last name.
She can, because she was under Eden in WWE, so she can have her name be Brandy Rhodes. So when Funko inevitably makes a 2-pack of pops for them, it can be Cody and Brandy Rhodes.
Yep.
and he's perfectly fine. So this was a singles match. Originally, it was supposed to be for the Ring of Honor Heavyweight Championship. Cody Rhodes, don't want to get
Cody Runnel
lost the belt to lost the belt to Dalton Castle. So now it's just a kind of a special match, a singles match between Cody and the incredible, beautiful Kota Ibushi. This match had a lot of interesting stuff going into it because. I'm kind of in the camp where I think Cody's fine. I think Cody's a cool guy. I think he's a cool character. I like him stuff, but I don't necessarily always think he is the best wrestler as far as like my taste, what I kind of like. So
I think he's really good, but not great. But Ibushi definitely played to his strengths in a big way. Mm-hmm. Sorry, continue.
I think. No, that's fine. I was going to say, like, at the Long Beach show, when Cody had a match with Okada, I think that was definitely a case where Cody looked like he was improving a lot there. And so this is the case where going in this match is like, okay, let's see how well Cody can hang again with, like, a pretty expert guy like Kota Ibushi.
Yeah.
So very early in the match, one of my favorite parts happens when Ibushi jumps out of the ring and knocks over poor Brandy.
This sold me... the entire match was really good, spoilers, but this sold me on everything.
It was so good. I was laughing, because first he's so concerned, like, oh no, he's picking her up, he's like, I gotta help this poor... He's like, just distraught, like, I've killed this poor woman. And he turns around...
I've killed her.
Turns around, gets hit by Cody, just drops her.
Just like, drops her?
Fun. Like, man, Brandy's taking some bumps. Just taking a flat back bump on that.
Cody drop kicking someone while holding his wife is one of the most dastardly heel things I've ever seen.
Well, what happened after this I thought was even funnier. It's such a small thing that probably a lot of people missed it. Was so Cody's on the floor looking at Brandy, they're laughing, like clearly they pulled one over on Kota here. Mm-hmm. And then Brandy is going in for, like, sitting there wanting to go in for a kiss, and Cody is just not even paying attention to her.
Yeah, I noticed that. It was amazing.
It was so funny. He's just cackling. So it's like, kind of, whether his intention or not, it definitely plays into his, like, total ego trip character that he's playing. Like, I'm an American dude. Yeah, I'm the best. I'm Cody. Look at me, sweet. I'm so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like what's going on here. Like one of his most recent shirts is spend it later, spend it now, make more later. Mm-hmm. And it's just like a big picture of dollars on the shirt. And everything. It's a pretty cool tagline. Oh, Cody's playing full villain in this match.
Full villain,
playing up everything. It's being excellent. Obviously, a lot of, I'm not as good as covering like every thing that happens. But one of the biggest moments, definitely midway through the match, was Cody's just going all over Kota Ibushi's neck the entire time. That's the kind of thing he's going for, attacking that neck.
Yeah.
Because Kota has had neck issues in the past. That's the body part we're going to target, because I'm a fuckface.
Yeah, I'm a fuckface.
Then they're fighting. He's on the apron. And then Cody delivers a crossroads off the apron to the floor on Kota Ibushi. And Kota Ibushi must know how to play dead really easily, because he looked like he died.
He did look like he died.
He must have learned some techniques from Rob Van Dam about landing on her head. Biggest trait was he's really good at landing on his head. And it just, that fucking thing looked devastating.
Yeah, it did. It looked fucking amazing.
It was just sick. So, obviously, Kota recovers. The usual spike into the corner of Cody by Kota Ibushi. Backs and forths. I mean, Cody's delivering a great performance here. Definitely one of his best since leaving the WWE. Probably his best ever, as far as I'm concerned. Ends up a Kamigoye on Cody, which is the Kota grabs the hands and drives his knee into Cody's face, throws him down. Phoenix Splash on Cody. Kota Ibushi pins Cody. 15 minutes 8 seconds. Definitely with that time, continuing the theme of these matches, just the pair so paced and are just fucking flying by. Mm-hmm. So what'd you think overall of the match, Steve?
This one I loved. This one I thought was really good. I've heard about Ibushi, and I know about Cody, obviously. Between, WWE and I've watched a few of his Ring of Honor things. And like I said at the start of this conversation of this match, I think Cody is good. He's not phenomenal. He's not great, but he's good. And Ibushi definitely played to his strengths, and Cody was just a perfect fucking villainous heel in this. And I loved him, and Brandy was also fucking great, and Ibushi is amazing. And all that combined into a really, really good, really entertaining, really brutal-looking match.
Yeah. This is going to be a big year for Ibushi, I think. Last year, he came back for the G1. It was a big thing, because he'd been out of the company for a while. Because Kota Ibushi is kind of one of those people where he'll just go wherever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like he's not really. He just wants to experiment. He wants to do things. He wants to like push wrestling to its limits, see where it's at. Because like for years, he wrestled for DDT and New Japan. He would just do anything that was interesting to him. Like he's never settled down. So now going into the G1, it was a matter of like, okay, is he sticking around? And is this finally going to be his home? He's going to stay here so they can actually do something with him. And especially going into this year's Wrestle Kingdom, and everything in the G1, his match with Tanahashi, everything he had into this Wrestle Kingdom, he's clearly a huge star to this crowd,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm really hoping some things can happen this year. I mean, they're teasing some things, which we'll get to when it comes to the New Year's Dash show, playing some history with another wrestler we'll talk about tonight, and so we'll just see what happens. Like I love Kota Ibushi. He's an incredible, handsome, beautiful wrestler man, and I just hope can be great things for the rest of 2018 for him.
Yeah.
Next up, we had the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championship. I guess it's just under IWGP Tag Team. They don't add the heavyweight for a lot of these things. Los Ingobernables de Japón, Evil and Sonata, winners of the World Tag League back in December, facing off Killer Elite Squad, members of Suzuki-gun, Davey Boy Smith Jr., and Lance Archer.
Hey, what does IWGP stand for?
International Wrestling Grand Prix.
Why is it called that and not like the New Japan?
Because it's history.
Okay, that's fine. I was just curious. Not a big deal. I was just curious.
That's been the name of the belts since the 70s.
Okay, that's totally legit.
I can totally give you an answer real quick off the top of my head. It's one of those things that's just been the name.
That's
of it.
fine. I was just curious.
Yeah, it was established in '87 as part. 87 was established as the name of this title when it was basically like an IWGP tournament, and it just because of it's just stuck with it as the name.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm not exactly the best historian when it comes to some of that stuff, but that's basically the reason. Which is, I mean, that's not surprising either because Noah's championship is the GHC, and then All Japan's was the Triple Crown. Like a lot of them didn't really go by like name of company, then heavyweight championship. Like a lot of the North American stuff. So it's not exactly that uncommon of a thing in Japan.
Okay, cool.
So yes, this match was really interesting off the top because first, well, not even off. I'm gonna go off entrances here. This is one of those times I want to talk about entrances for sure. Lance Archer with his infinite number of water bottles.
Oh my god, I was losing my mind. I was like, I just kept on screaming like, why are you making everyone wet? How many do you have in your pants?
Lance Archer always makes me laugh because he's always coming out with like a bottle of water, just spitting all everyone, being total heel fuckface. And he's coming down the ramp, and he's just got like two under, like he's got his belt on, two in there, two in back pockets, ones he's holding. He's just like, it's great.
He had like 8 bottles.
8 bottles is splashing everyone, drinking, spraying, throwing the fucking bottles in the crowd. This crowd is fucking loving it. They want all this water on them. And he's just, I loved it. That was so incredible.
Yeah, it was great.
Great time there. I mean, this match right at the top, I mean, Killer Elite Squad are just fucking destroying LIJ here. Like, right off the top, there's a killer bomb on Evil. They're just brutalizing these guys. Off the top, like, I thought, like, first when they first that first killer bomb on Evil, I thought, oh, the match is over. Fuck, I mean, they're just going to surprise everyone here for, like, a 5-second match. But then Evil kicked out, and it's just them just tearing down Evil and Sonata this entire time. And I was very definitely taken aback by that. About midway through the match, obviously the heat starts coming back on. Evil and Sonata start fighting back. It's a good exchange. I mean, I love Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Lance Archer. These guys are like 7,000 feet tall and just can do moonsaults and just move all over the fuck. Lance Archer is incredible, dude. Like, he was definitely probably the standout for this match for me. Like,
I agree with that.
Before, but as far as performances go, Lance Archer was just stellar in this. And Davey Boy Smith, I just wish he didn't have to wrestle in jeans. Because he didn't used to wrestle in jeans. But since this kind of this team, I mean, he's been with Lance Archer for a long time, but I don't know why in this certain incarnation of the team they have to wear jeans.
They just want to be comfortable.
Davey Boy Smith Jr., great man, definitely carry on the legacy of his father, the British Bulldog.
Right.
So that's excellent. Let's see here. My notes. Let's see, Sonata and Evil make a comeback, and there's a great ending sequences there. Basically, when they, Sonata start fighting back more. Evil hits the Everything is Evil on to Lance Archer. Then Sonata does a moonsault press on Dave Wiskus Jr. I think I got the timing there right. LIJ win, 14 minutes, 14 seconds. Excellent tag team match as far as I was concerned. Like I said, Killer D Squad were definitely just beating the fuck out of LIJ the entire time. They were able to come back, get great sympathies from the crowd, and these guys are still doing great things. I'll ask Steve's opinion here in a second, but just some of my final thoughts. Evil, I think, Evil still is a great guy. I just I'm not sure if the gimmick is ever holding him back, but he's delivered great performances in 2017. And Sonata is still in a position where I think he's too plain. Like, he's a really good wrestler, but I don't ever get any personality out of him. Which was fine when he's kind of going under the Cold Skull gimmick, where he just come out in a cool, like, a skull mask and kick ass, and that was all he really needed to do. But I'm at a point where I think I need to see a little more from him.
Right.
So that's my stance on this match. Steve, what did you think of this tag team match?
This one I was not into because of Evil and Sonata. I thought that the Killer Elite Squad were amazing and awesome, and I get what the match was. I get it was them dominating Evil and Sonata. But, like, when the comeback happened, I just wasn't getting anything from those guys. I wasn't getting much personality. I wasn't getting much great work. Even the selling was back and forth, in my opinion. I don't know. It wasn't a great match, and to me it feels like that Evil and Sonata were the weak points of it. And I can't really place my finger on exactly what it was.
Okay. I definitely can see that stance. So I'm in the camp where I definitely like Evil. I think Evil can do great things, although...
Evil looked great coming out. I was like, sick, this is amazing.
I love Evil. Comes out in that robe with the scythe. He usually has, like, laser fingers and stuff and everything.
Sweet.
He's great. I think he has the most potential, but I always, like this has been said before, how can you turn someone face named Evil?
Right.
There's going to come a point where you're going to reach some sort of a wall there.
I will say that I did like Evil more than Sonata.
Yeah, I was curious about that, because I'm definitely a huge fan of Evil.
But yeah, but since they are a team, I place it on them.
Oh, great. I'm definitely excited for this conversation. Just like hearing your take, because obviously this is
it's my first time. Yeah.
Team, so I definitely want to see how you're feeling about these guys and like what's connecting with you, because obviously you're going to be kind of like a lot of people who have turned. Like, I mean, the subscription numbers
35% up.
Yeah, it went up huge. I mean, tons of people are turning into them or so. So I want you're going to be very indicative of a lot of people who have not seen any of these people before.
Yeah, I'm the fresh. These are fresh eyes.
For sure, so that's great. I love hearing this perspective on it. For sure, and I think I'll be going on. I'm not sure if I'll be going on at some point for Divas Drop Kicks and Dive to talk to Kevin and
the other guy.
I can't remember. I feel really bad. I can't remember his name. Definitely check them out. They're nice dudes. I'm blanking for some reason. But I think I might be going on there to talk about this show with them, and they'll be in the same case where they really have not watched a ton. I think the Kevin's co-host I don't think has watched any New Japan really. So I mean, it's like for him, it's hearing all these opinions and stuff.
Sweet. Oh, maybe I'll try to get on there too.
Yeah, Steve, you should start a petition. Like, I want to be on your fucking wrestling podcast, you marks.
You goddamn marks.
Goddamn mark. Call the marks. That definitely get you booked.
Sweet.
Sweet.
I'm going to bring in the big bucks. 35% increase in subs. I'm the alpha of the podcasts.
Yeah, you're right. You're the alpha. I'm just the beta.
Beta Bill.
Beta Ray Bill. Boom, baby. Watch out. I got Stormbringer.
Sorry, continue.
So moving on to probably one of my most anticipated matches of the show, which is the hair versus hair part of the match for the Never Openweight Championship. Basically, the match is for the Never Openweight Championship. And Hiroki Goto was all like, "Hey, fuck you, Minoru Suzuki. I'll beat you, or I'll fucking put my hair on the line." And Suzuki's like, "I'm so confident I can beat you. I'll also put my hair on the line." So not only will it's hair versus hair, but it's also for the Never Openweight Championship, which Suzuki has had for a while. Man, this is one of those matches where I definitely wrote down tons of stuff.
Okay.
Entrances here. I love, one thing I liked a lot about this show, which I can definitely talk about now, and there's a lot more later that I could talk about I really loved, was a lot of the directing. Mm-hmm. We definitely came to production and just how they, I'm sure you'll notice, like, New Japan, how differently they shoot their product versus WWE.
Oh, for sure, and I loved it.
Where, you can see the action, the camera stays steady, it creates energy, it creates a vibe. I mean, there's so many times, like, just jumping ahead since we're on the discussion now, like, when Okada gets in the ring, the camera's, like, on Naito, and Okada's in the foreground, and it's just creating these, like, this great visual, and, like, Okada looks over, and Naito, like, looks away, and, like, all the times when the great angles where they're looking up, so you can see like the lights and above, everything's shining down to these like titans of men above you, and like WWE never does camera angles like that,
right? Ever
never does things like that where you get these like very low angles or just like again static shots. Like I mean, there's a thing on like the Squared Circle on Reddit recently where the last like minute of Raw there was like 60 cut, whatever, like 40 cuts.
It was insane, yeah.
It's like cut, or the usual thing with WWE where it's like zoom in on punches or shake the camera.
I hate that.
All this other shit. No, this is static. This is still. You are getting to see the action.
You're seeing everything,
and it's just excellent. Well, what I really liked about this, because obviously it was a long show, they just got to get into things. There's not always a lot of packages for some of the undercard matches. What I really liked was the videos for the Titantron for these entrances. So like Goto's coming down, and then in the background you're seeing all of his defeats, all these things he's going up against, like these issues kind of on him leading these matches. Because Goto, kind of to create a parallel, is kind of like the Dolph Ziggler of New Japan.
Okay, yeah.
He's great, but that can never gets pushed, but never really reaches full potential. Mm-hmm. Like that's kind of the storytelling for Goto. Like he just never can make it. He always comes up short, and like when he gets to his like big moment, and so it's showing all this stuff. And then when it goes to Suzuki's entrance, which many people know this from me, Kaza ni no Re is Suzuki's entrance theme. Is, as far as I'm concerned, the greatest theme entrance for any wrestler currently in the world.
Oh, okay. I mean, it was good.
No, I love Kaza ni no Re. Go Ace. Go Ace. High Energy used to be Tanahashi's old theme before Go Ace. That was the best, but that doesn't exist anymore. So now we're stuck with Kaza ni no Re. And so, like when he's coming out, the video is just all the times Suzuki's been brutalizing Goto leading up to this match and like building up everything. So it's like, hey, we're not gonna you're not going to shove this shit down your throat. Like, here's the story in the background if you want to pay attention and understand, like, kind of what's leading into all these things. Mm-hmm. Which I really appreciated. See, at the beginning, Suzuki is just slapping the fucking shit out of Goto at the start of this match. Puts a rear naked choke onto Goto into the corner, basically hanging him in the corner. Goto just is getting strangled here. Falls down. Looks like he's just fucking dead. The biggest theme of the story of this match is just the pure hubris of Suzuki in regards to how he's treating Goto and just how he's carrying himself. Like, he knows he's the shit. He knows he's so much better than this fucking guy. He's just gonna brutalize him in the way only Suzuki knows how to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is definitely building into the whole hair versus hair, because it's not like WWE where it's kind of a joke thing. Like, haha, like when
this is a big deal.
Exactly. Like, it's a matter of pride. It's a matter of shame. Like, you shaved your head. It's shameful. Like, Don Callis makes sure to call out the time back in the 70s when Inoki had some tabloid issues and basically shaved his head, started wrestling like the beginning, like opening matches and stuff as a way of like trying to humble himself and just be apologizing to the crowd. Mm-hmm. This is fucking Antonio Inoki we're talking about. So, Goto's down. Just looks like he's fucking dead. And Goto looks like someone who's definitely been knocked out before and knows how to play it out. See, Suzuki is brutalizing Goto with the chair, just beating the fuck out of him. Goto fires up, tries to start smacking on Suzuki. Suzuki just laughs at him.
I fucking love that.
Because Suzuki is a god among men and the most terrifying man on the planet. And if you don't believe me, just ask most MMA guys. They will tell you Suzuki is not a man to fuck with. He's 49 years old.
That's awesome.
Early on, Goto tries to go to Ushigoroshi, gets captured into the guillotine. Suzuki gets Goto into the sleeper hold, but then tries to go for the Gotch pile driver. Again, the ego of Suzuki keeps coming up here. Like Don Callis on commentary keeps bringing up the fact that, like, why just go hold the sleeper? Don't go for the Gotch. You won't get it, and he doesn't get it. But it's like that's his hubris. That's his ego as play here. It's like, hey, fuck this. I got this guy. I'm gonna fucking just
destroy him. Yeah,
I'm gonna try to fucking ruin this man. And because of that hubris here, it keeps getting the better of Suzuki, and Goto keeps managing to get out of things and keeps getting the upper hand on him. Then again, Ushigoroshi on Suzuki. Suzuki Gun comes out, which is a common thing for Suzuki's matches. All of his minions and members of Suzuki Gun try to come up and interfere with his matches. So immediately people are kind of booing because this is always really annoying when this happens. But thankfully they're all run off pretty quickly by Goto fucking up Taichi and Yoshihashi coming out and stopping them. So it keeps this match very clean and not having too much interference, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, that was good.
Then, probably one of the biggest highlights of this match for me was when Minoru Suzuki, at 49 years old, delivers one of the best drop kicks I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, it was super good.
By sending Hiroki Goto's head into the third row. Excellent, excellent. And then probably the best exchange. I love Suzuki for these type of exchanges in his matches. Suzuki just starts slapping the ever-loving shit out of Goto.
Yeah, it was good.
Body shots, head shots, his full hand slaps. It's like 30 seconds of this fury of slaps all over Goto. Goto is just looking like a brutalized, beaten, dead man, this barely hanging on to life by this point. Sleeper again, gotcha again. Goto is managing to get his way out. Does a clothesline to the corner on him. Delivers a good shoulder headbutt. No, sorry. Suzuki delivers a nice thunderous headbutt onto Goto. Not quite as bad as some of the ones that Shibata did before he got a subdermal hematoma. Goto, when Suzuki tries to get a sleeper on him again, Goto picks up Suzuki, delivers a super Ushigoroshi off the corner into the mat. There's a forearm exchange between Suzuki and Goto. So Goto does his usual kind of headbutt into the shoulder. Grabs Suzuki, does a GTR to the front, does the normal GTR. Goto pins Suzuki. 18 minutes, 9 seconds. Sorry, 18 minutes, 4 seconds. I'll get the right time there. Goto is the winner of the Never Openweight Championship. So before we get into the ending parts of this with the hair shaving, Steve, what did you think of this match?
I thought this was a really solid match. It was a lot of back and forth. You know, I could tell who these characters were just in this match. And that's a great thing. Mm-hmm. You know, no language, no fucking 45 minutes of a wrestler talking to me, telling me who these people are, or why I should care. Just, I could tell, by fucking watching this, I could tell Suzuki was a guy you don't fuck with. I could tell Goto was the fucking super underdog that was trying to prove himself. And it was good. It was a good match. There's lots of good things happening. I liked it a lot. Good time.
Good time. This is my favorite match of the entire show.
Okay.
For me personally, I'm a huge fan of Minoru Suzuki, and what we're going to be talking about here when it comes to the head shaving will dictate a lot of that.
Oh yeah, that super won me over on this match.
But I love Suzuki so much, and this was just him in excellent form here, just going hard for 18 minutes, and everyone was just like, you want to talk about age? 49, Chris Jericho, 47. Minoru Suzuki, 49 years old, still just destroying motherfuckers all over the place. Mm-hmm. And just showing why he is the baddest man on the planet. I mean, he's legit tapped out Ken Shamrock twice back in the Pancrase Dojo days.
That's awesome.
He is a terrifying man. People that are twice his size and half his age will tell you like he's not one to fuck with. Like I always say, like he's scary. Like if there's that thing of like you want to look at a wrestler, you want to say like I don't want to fuck with him. Like Brock Lesnar would just kill you. Minoru Suzuki would make you suffer.
Yeah.
That's the comparison there. Like he knows ways just to make you wish you were dead. Because like that's just what he's into. He's also just a completely huge anime fan and just loves One Piece.
Oh, great!
For fans of One Piece, will notice that his haircut is in the shape of the devil fruit from.
My wife pointed that out, and we didn't realize that was on purpose. She was just like, "His head is a devil fruit." I'm like, "Haha, that's funny."
It is.
I will let her know that is done on purpose.
He is a huge One Piece fan.
Awesome.
And so much so, he actually is in an episode of One Piece.
I think I did hear about that.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I see it online. Yeah, and then, like you said, I know you brought up a good point. Storytelling. Like, my first real experience in New Japan was Wrestle Kingdom 9. And what took me aback by that was just the storytelling. It's all in-ring. It's like, they don't have weekly stuff. Like, of course, there'll be a couple shows here and there, and they'll do some stuff where it kind of builds story and things like that. But a lot of it is just storytelling in the ring. Like, you're seeing through mannerisms, through just how they move. You're seeing, like, if you watch for a while, you'll see things that someone did 2 years ago come back now. That's really important. It signals something. It means something. Like, they take that stuff very seriously. Meanwhile, WWE, you're lucky if something that happened 2 weeks ago is brought up.
Right, seriously.
And so, like history and, like, really long-term storytelling is something really important when it comes to New Japan and its booking.
My favorite example of that with WWE is that last week Asuka spoke English in a promo, and this week Nia Jax said that something that Alexa can't be true because Asuka doesn't speak English.
Thank goodness Nakamura can speak English.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God, Jesus. So the hair shaving part. So at the end of the match, Suzuki is being let off by Suzuki Gun. You think, oh god, he's just going to be like the usual kind of heel move, like, ah, fuck that, I'm going to shave my head, you have to force me.
Yeah.
No, Suzuki realizes he's being led back, shoves off everyone.
Shoves them off!
He's like walking, grabbing a chair. You think, oh, he's going to attack Goto. No, fuck your chair. I'm going to use my chair. Give me the fucking hair. Give me those clippers. He's like, fuck it. I told you that I know I can beat you. I understand. I did not. Give me that. He's like just running it up, just making it look ugly. It is a serious moment.
Yeah, a deal is a fucking deal.
Actually, he knows that he's been bested. It's time to pay the due.
And I like Goto's little nod at the end. Mm-hmm. And it's a moment of respect on both sides. And there's a lot with that. I like that. That meant infinitely more to me than like we're going to shake hands, or you're the big dog now, Goto.
That was just huge to me. Everything there was incredible because again, huge fan of Suzuki, and just seeing the way everything that happened there, like his grabbing the chair, him just knocking it off, grabbing the clippers, just like fucking like just going at it and just trying to get as much off, taking the handful, just shoving on the chair and like walking out. That is so Suzuki. Like, fine, you motherfucker. You got me. You beat me. Here you go. It's all here. It is. You've bested me. You've checked my ego, and how I thought you were so beneath me. That was a really, really good match, and I popped more for that entire sequence than I did the match. And that's not a knock on the match. That's just how good that was. No, sure. Well, because when you think of like hair versus hair matches, a lot of people think back to Donald Trump and Steve Austin shaving Vince and shoving the mirror in his face. It's like, ha ha, like the barber chair and the foam and everything. It's kind of treated as a joke. But then you get to moments like this, there's like, no, this is a matter of pride, a matter of respect, a matter of, shame, all that stuff. It's just like, oh. And all that, along with the excellent match, definitely is what cemented it as my favorite match of the show.
That's fair.
Before we move on here, I'm going to get some more water real quick.
Okay.
Back in 1 second.
Bill's getting some water. Hey, guys. Bill's not here right now, so I'm just going to talk to you about how handsome I am. Bill just makes me do this podcast. I don't really want to do this podcast, but he makes me do it because my good looks are what gets the clicks. And I say that with full awareness that we get about 12 clicks an episode. But all that's me. If it wasn't for me, it'd be 2 clicks. So you're welcome for how handsome I am. And, if you get to know me better, maybe you can see more than just my face. You know what I mean? I like to take off my clothes for special people that I trust. Maybe you'll be someone that I trust. Or you'll just give me enough money that I do it. Oh, he's coming back.
I hope whatever you said was good, because it's going to stay in the episode.
Good.
I probably will just leave it in there just for you.
Fantastic, because I was talking the whole time.
I know, I could hear you in my headphones and I got walk away. I'm like, he's either talking to Aileen or he's doing something else.
Well, I guess you'll just have to find out. Next week when you upload the episode, because you won't listen to this before that. Is that some good water?
The best water. Okay, moving on here. I gotta check my notes here because I watched a couple things out of order in my rewatch. I just want to say this is the most watching of anything we've ever done for a single episode of this podcast, because I think I don't know. This show is 6 hours, and when we reviewed WrestleMania 30, that show felt like 7 years. So
that's true.
I don't know. That show might have been shorter time-wise, but as far as pacing-wise...
I'm pretty sure WrestleMania was like 7 hours. Like, that's not an exaggeration. I'm willing to bet it was 7 hours.
Yeah, because it ran over... Oh, yeah, that's right, because it ran like an hour over.
Yeah, it ran super over.
Because it was a 2 hours pre-show, 4-hour show, then it ran over like an hour. Because we had the Rock out there for 45 minutes, and...
He's dating Sable, can you believe it?
Oh, that's Brock Lesnar.
Fuck.
Sable, he's actually married to Sable. What do you mean dating? He has children with her.
I can't believe it.
I just can't believe it's butter. That's the brand, right? I can't believe it's butter?
Yes, that is the brand.
Okay. Next matchup, fourth from the top here, the four-way match for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match. We got Hiromu Takahashi, Kushida, Will Ospreay against Marty Scurll, the current IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. This is a four-way match, something very rare for New Japan. Right off the top, Takahashi had Daryl, and Daryl was wearing a mask. At least we think that was Daryl. He had a mask on.
Could have been anyone.
Could have been anybody. I was laughing very hard at Don Callis and Kevin Kelly's exchange. And Kevin Kelly's like, "Oh, we don't know if that's Daryl." Well, he's wearing a mask.
It was great.
I laughed really hard at that. And then Marty Scurll's entrance gear was excellent.
Yeah.
The Plague Doctor mask, the wings, I loved it. I loved it even more.
The wings made of broken fingers.
I love that entire gear even more when I found out Marty Scurll made all himself.
Holy shit.
He was working on those wings before the day before and before the show and everything.
That's amazing.
It was a really big deal for him to get that. I thought whatever, because whatever production crew can make for him. Then Cody Rhodes is posting pictures on Twitter afterwards about how showing pictures of him sitting on the floor and in the locker room or someplace is working on them. And I'm like, oh, I love these even more. I love Marty Scurll. I think he's really fun as a wrestler, and I really, really love him on Being the Elite, which is the Young Bucks and Cody, their show on YouTube. He's such a funny guy, and I just love the way he looks, and he's just a cool dude. And I seeing that he made all that and everything else just put him on a whole other level for me. So the match starts off with Marty Scurll in and out of the ring a lot, letting everyone else kind of do their thing, and him not having any part of that.
Smart.
A lot of us. This match is all over the place. I just wrote down little things that pointed out to me, because this is obviously a junior heavyweight match, so it's going to be a lot of fast motion, high flying, all that stuff. And there's 4 people, and it's a 4-way match, so gonna go fast, gonna go quick. One of the big spots was Will Ospreay climbed up the scaffolding for the rig there and did a moonsault off of it onto everybody.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
There was a great slap fight in the middle between a lot of people. A lot of exchanges with Will Ospreay and people in the corner doing a bunch of cheeky Nando spots when he basically pins your head and kind of to the padding there and does a super kick in your face. At one point in the match, Marty Scurll gets his first aid kit and ties Takahashi to the guardrail.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
Scurll breaks Takahashi's fingers. Kushida and Ospreay
that crack sounded amazing.
Oh god, he does that all the time, and I'm always there, just it's like a magician. How do you get that sound? Especially there, it's all the time, every time. It sounds incredible every time, and I pop huge for it all the time.
Yeah, Jesus Christ,
it's phenomenal. The craft there and what's going on there to make that happen. So Kushida and Ospreay break Marty's fingers. Good comedy spot there.
Yep.
Marty gets probably 7 pounds of powder and blasts Kushida in the face with it.
That was a lot of powder.
Takahashi eventually gets free. Does a bunch of sunset bombs around the ring, which these always look devastating. And Jesus Christ, they looked even worse here. One point when he did a sunset bomb onto Scurll, it looked like his head just barely went through the guardrail and almost didn't kill himself.
Yeah, I noticed that.
But these aren't the worst ones I've ever seen. Many of the matches Hiromu's had against Dragon Lee, which is kind of his rival, arch nemesis from CMLL. I don't want to see those two ever wrestle again, because
they'll die.
They do things that upset me because I feel like they're going to kill each other. Let's see. Well, Ospreay does an implosion 450 on Takahashi. Ospreay's going to get the win. Marty pulls the ref out. Marty runs around doing a lot of umbrella attacks. Eventually, Ospreay pulls the OsCutter on the Scurll. Ospreay wins. 21 minutes, 18 seconds. What did you think of this match, Steve? What did you think of seeing some junior heavyweight action?
This was my match of the night. I loved this. I don't like Fatal 4-Ways because I think it's too many people with the same triple threat rules that are what they are, but I usually don't like Fatal 4-Ways. This was the best Fatal 4-Way I've ever seen, and it was phenomenal. I loved everyone in the ring. I loved every single wrestler. I didn't know who any of these guys were before walking into this match, and I'm a mark for all 4 of them now. It was great, especially Takahashi because of Daryl. I'm in the Daryl club. Just the fucking ice. As soon as that match was over, in between this and the next match, every minute was me just researching Daryl and finding out that Daryl died, but then he was healed by a bunch of Barbies, and Daryl came back, and Daryl's okay now.
And Daryl's married, has a child.
Oh my god, it's amazing. Holy shit, I love it so much.
Well, I like this match a lot because, again, let's just draw the parallel, because a lot of people are going to have his WWE's 4 ways. A lot of times, like, okay, knock 2 people out, now there's 2 people in the ring doing stuff.
Yeah.
This match, pretty much everyone, for the entire
for
time,
the most part, yeah,
we're on top of each other. I like the pairings here, because Takahashi and Kushida have kind of a rivalry against each other. Mm-hmm. Marty Scurll and Will Ospreay have a rivalry against each other. So it's these 2 teams of rivals in here fighting each other. You essentially have Marty McFly versus Sid Vicious versus a Plague Doctor versus Prince.
Yeah.
That's what you're getting here.
It's great. Another big takeaway that I had in this match compared to, again, the WWE, since we brought that up, there's actual real logical reasons as to why, when it happens, why not everyone's in the ring. Mm-hmm. In the WWE, like, someone takes a single hit and then they're on the ground for like 5 minutes, and it's just like, really? Come on. Whereas in this, they're dying. They're getting murdered, or they're being taped to the fucking barricade. I half expected Takahashi to unhook the barricade and go into the ring with the barricade, because that's how insane this match was. It was fucking amazing. I loved it. And fucking Will Ospreay, fucking Jesus Christ, he was super strong in this match, and I was really happy that he won, even though I was personally rooting for Takahashi.
Many people, like, this is the beginning of a lot of people thinking, like, doing the usual thing, like, they have their favorites. Like, oh, Takahashi's over, he'll win. Like, everyone loves Takahashi. There's more long-term storytelling. Will Ospreay had tried 4 times to win the junior heavyweight belt. He finally won it, and on his first title defense, he lost to Marty Scurll.
Oh, Jesus.
And so after that happened, like, Kushida came out being like, what the fuck did you do? Like, you finally won this belt, and you just lose it already? It's like, oh, this other thing, and then it built up to this fatal 4-way. So for him winning it, like, kind of cementing it, like, no, like, because it taken so long for him to finally win that belt, like, that was the bigger storytelling there. Like, I'm sure Hiromu Takahashi will get that belt back. But it's the usual thing where we'll talk about this more, I'll get more in depth when we talk about over and belts here when we get to the main event. Next match was Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Jay White for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. Jay White is coming back to New Japan after being on excursion. He's coming in as the character Switchblade.
He's a bad boy.
He is a bad boy. I've been a very big fan of Jay White since he was a young lion, wrestling opening matches and all that stuff. I think he has a lot of potential. I really like his look. I think he's a really cool kid. So when he came back, because for most of last year they kept playing these little vignette videos like Switchblade is coming, and everyone kept thinking, who is this going to be? My gut kept saying, well, Jay White, because Jay White's been on excursion of Ring of Honor for a while. He's due to come back. That made the most sense. A lot of people kept thinking, nah, like when the Jericho thing happened, people thought that was Switchblade. Mm-hmm. Like that was the whole reveal. Like Jericho's the one doing these videos. Until then, like not that long after it, boom, here's the Switchblade video revealing it's Jay White and everything.
That's funny.
And so it was great because it's like it's interesting because it's like he was just playing this, white meat babyface kid in Ring of Honor. Now he's coming back playing this kind of darker psycho character, and it's just interesting. Now it's going to be definitely interesting to see him grow into that gimmick and grow into that character and see what he does with it. And which leads us to the IC belt match, where I didn't write down a whole lot for this match because I don't think this match was bad. I thought this match was good.
This match was serviceable.
Yeah, exactly. The problem is that this is a Tanahashi match. Tanahashi is still considered by many the ace. He is the Jesus of New Japan to this crowd. Like when there are some shows where there's more women near the aisles, there are women screaming, crying, throwing towels up to him, just wanting him to wipe his sweat on these towels and throw them back to them. Because for years he was the ace of the company for like about 10 years now. He's like the John Cena of this company, except everyone loves him.
Okay, I completely understand everything about this man now.
Yeah, like he is the ace. So like him at the Tokyo Dome, like there is a level that you're expecting his matches to be. And so I don't think this is at that level, but that doesn't mean it's bad. Like this is on like Kurikan show or another like a smaller show throughout the year, it'd be fine. But here it's just like it's like you said, serviceable. I thought it was a perfectly fine match. I enjoyed it for what it was.
It wasn't bad, but it seemed like these two didn't sync up the best.
I think that I agree with that.
I don't know if it was like someone's fault.
I don't know. I don't think it's so much. I think Jay White is just having to.
I think it's a case where Tanahashi was probably like. I think that before Jericho, he was supposed to wrestle someone else before Jay White or something. I don't know. Wasn't he supposed to wrestle Kenny or something? I heard something about that.
No. There was never anybody really set for him until Jay White showed up. And
okay, that's fine.
Basically murdered him, and then like boom, set up the whole thing going on here.
That's fine. That's just something I heard. Then I was wrong.
Yeah, for me, I think it's just that Jay White has this gimmick. He's fresh with it. He's not really familiar with the character yet. He's still growing into it.
He's still learning the character.
Throwing him with Tanahashi like right away was the best move. Like when we talk about New Year's Dash after the show, like you can see he's a lot more comfortable. Like he knows, like he can work with someone else in a better situation, better environment, not be at such a high stakes level.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, this is a serviceable match. I think there's some good stuff here. A lot of it is, of course, Jay White focusing on Tanahashi's legs. Tanahashi, I thought, was going to lose this match because Tanahashi has been working with a torn bicep since July.
Yeah.
And now his knee is starting to fuck up, which you can even kind of see him walking to the ring.
No, I could see that, yeah.
He's having trouble. So a lot of it was just Jay focusing on the knee. A lot of the story of this match is definitely Jay White being like, oh, you're the fucking ace. Prove to me you're the ace. You're a fucking old man. I'm going to rip you the fuck apart. Mm-hmm. Like, prove to me. Because, like, Tanahashi's 41 years old. He's getting old. He's been the ace for so long. You know, it's time to start. Jay wants to push him. Jay wants to destroy him in that regard. And the ace has to step up and like, no, I'm still the ace, motherfucker. You ain't doing nothing with me.
Right.
So Tanahashi is just gutting through this match. A lot of dragon screws on Jay's legs. Nice big old high fly flow to the floor. One of my favorite lines from Jay in this, like, I'm gonna fucking rip you apart.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's like, I want to see the ace. He's like slapping Tanahashi, let me see the ace, and Tanahashi just gets pissed and starts open hands, just blasting him across the face, like, you want to see the ace, motherfucker? Here's the fucking ace. Just like, opening up on him, firing up. See high fly flow to Jay White. Tanahashi wins 19 minutes 56 seconds. Like even for like my kind of disinterest in some of it, it's definitely not the worst match of the show. It was, like you said, serviceable. I think it's the easiest way to describe the match. Do you have any other last words for this week? What'd you think?
I appreciate that the Intercontinental Championship in multiple companies is white.
Yeah, actually, it was funny. This is the new version because the belt previous to this was destroyed by Tetsuya Naito.
Yes, I remember that.
He won the belt and gave such little shit about it that he was just destroying it, like full on. Obviously, you'd fling it in the air, but he also just started like throwing the plate against the like the ring post, smashing it on the steps. He was just brutalizing this fucking belt. And Tanahashi was like sitting there like, hey, that's the Intercontinental belt. Like my friend Shinsuke like made that belt like as prestigious and as big as it is, and you're just destroying and disgracing his memory. So it became this big on feud between Tanahashi and Naito, where Tanahashi is like, he basically came down to Tanahashi's going to save this belt and Naito's going to destroy this belt. Mm-hmm. So Tanahashi won the belt, and then that's when we got this new bright gold one. Because for a while there, the old belt was, before Naito started destroying it, the leather was painted white, started flaking a lot, so it looked always like gray and dirty, and it was just getting really beat up.
Well, I know that New Japan replaces its belts far less often than, say, the WWE.
True.
Like, isn't this heavyweight belt the one that was introduced in like 2008? So it's like 10 years old. The same belt.
I believe so. Yeah. It's quite. Which
it looks great.
I love this belt. The IWGP heavyweight belt is one of the best belts in the world.
Yeah, I agree.
Probably is the. I'm sorry, it is the best belt in the world.
I am partial to WWE's Intercontinental belt with the white strap right now because it looks so classic, so old school.
Yeah.
But second place is definitely the IWGP heavyweight championship.
Well, yeah, and I'm surprised they haven't gotten rid of the white IC belt yet, because I believe they're still paying someone for that belt.
Interesting.
Like someone apparently ever designed it. They're paying. I mean, as far as I last heard, I could be wrong. They're paying a royalty fee to that person like every year to keep using that belt.
Yeah, probably.
Because Cody Rhodes brought it back when he won it and all this stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. So. Like I said, first serviceable match. We'll talk about we give a quick brief recap of what kind of happens at New Year's Dash, leading into what's going on here in 2018. We'll talk a little more about what happens to Jay White. Then the big match, the semi-main event match, the one everyone's coming here for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega, Alpha versus Omega. This is what people were signing up for. Many people were coming for. This is what people credit the 35,000 tickets sold to the Tokyo Dome, the highest number of tickets sold in 15 years. I think even with papering, I think the attendance is about 45,000 for the show. Like, this is a big thing that people keep attributing to the success of this year's Wrestle Kingdom.
Not in ticket sales, I don't think. In subs, yes, but I don't think in ticket sales.
Oh, that's ticket sales.
No. I'm saying that I don't attribute the ticket sales to this match. Because they were already on an upward trend of selling way more before this was ever announced.
Oh, I agree with you, but I mean, this is the narrative.
Yeah,
they're spinning, Steve.
But I do credit the subs to Jericho. Honestly, I do think that a bunch of international fans bought a sub because of that match.
Oh, totally. I could definitely see that. But I think there's definitely a lot more people that probably flew out to Japan for the show. I mean, I was hearing numbers. There was definitely an uptick in like foreign ticket sales.
2,500.
Yeah, which that's a lot.
That's a lot. No indie show gets 2,500 unless Cody gets his 10,000 show.
I mean, plenty of indie shows can get that, I bet. I mean, I think a bunch of shows in the UK do pretty well.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm just speaking about America, because we're a real country.
Okay, so first off, we got Chris Jericho in his light bright jacket. Kenny coming out as Stargate, Overwatch, Destiny, whatever you want to fucking call it.
Yeah, I thought it was a Farrah. And then I looked at Farrah, I'm just like, oh, that's actually not at all. I think this is just like some weird geek combination thing he was doing.
It could be the Anubis skin for Farrah.
Yeah. Whatever. It was awesome. I don't care. It was cool.
Yeah, well, he had a lot of other... I mean, I won't regurgitate this. Go back. Just today, Kenny Omega did a Talk is Jericho with Jericho, basically Chris Jericho's podcast. They kind of go over the match, how it came to be, and all this other type of stuff.
But they hate each other.
Yeah, Steve, you're just like everyone on fucking Facebook when New Japan posted the link to that. It's like, oh, people say it's more realistic, but here he's on a fucking podcast. I'm like, you must be a blast at parties. Oh, man, these two people in this movie hated each other. How can they be doing a panel about the film?
It's ridiculous.
It's almost as if it's a story and it's not real.
It's real to me!
It's like, ugh. Anyways.
Sorry. I didn't mean to start a rant with that fucking joke.
Everyone does this. It's like, God, it wouldn't be a rant if people kept doing it all the time. Like, you're killing the business. What? But you know it's not.
Yeah,
real.
you know, assholes.
You know, it's like you used to believe this. Like, you go to the fucking theater and believe that there's a guy from the World War II that's frozen in ice as a magic shield. And you believe in you sit there and believe in space wizards with fire swords.
It absorbs all vibration, yet it somehow still makes noise. Fuck you!
So first off, really early in the match, Kenny tosses Jericho over the announce table. Kenny does a springboard and just crashes into the English announce table, destroying it, taking a gut full of the monitor. Which little chunky monitors. I was very surprised he didn't break his ribs on that.
Yeah, me too. I saw that. That was the first thing I noticed was, holy shit.
What was more brutal was that Don Callis' phone was on the table.
Oh my god!
Don't step on his phone! Don't step on his phone!
Me too! I just kept watching it like, oh my god!
You can see the phone, the little white case around. Like, no, the phone!
The most hype part of the entire night.
Jericho attacks Red Shoes, the ref, basically knocks him down, grabs his son, who's one of the young boys in the dojo. He's putting the walls on him like, you sit up to your son? Sit up to your son? Like, being total dick.
Mega dick.
Man, Jericho's playing it up, having a blast.
He is having a total fucking blast.
See, Kenny throws a table at Jericho a la the press conference, goes up the scaffolding, does a stomp through the table, which is a pretty regular. Not the scaffolding part, but the stomps on the tables is a common Omega spot that he does sometimes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jericho sets up a table, tries to powerbomb Kenny through it, ends up powerbombing Kenny on the floor. Jericho at that point grabs one of the cameraman's cameras, starts taking pictures of Kenny, taking pictures of him flipping off the crowd.
I love
then my heart stopped when he threw the camera back to the cameraman. I went, oh no!
Me too!
I'm more worried about other inanimate objects in this match than I am the two human beings killing each other.
That's the story they were telling. They wanted you to.
Yeah, the story we're telling. The story we're telling. You like this table? You would hate for something bad to happen to this table. You like this iPhone? Wouldn't it be terrible if something happened to this iPhone? How about this $2,000 camera? Would it be terrible if something happened to this camera? No. That man, that poor photographer needs that. That's his life. He works for a newspaper. Got a whole bunch of... go back here to my notes. Jericho sets up a chair in the corner. There's a tope from Omega onto Jericho onto the floor. Good old V-trigger exchanges, which is some good knees to the face of Jericho. A lot of Omega battling out of the walls of Jericho, gets to the corner, pulls out some cold spray.
Oh, I fucking love that.
Blasts Kenny in the face.
Oh, that was Axe body spray.
No, it was cold spray.
He sprayed his dick with it.
Yeah, because he's cooling off. He's a hot man.
He is so hot.
He's so hot. And then Omega gets his face driven into a chair 4 times.
Oh my god.
I'm not sure. It's one of those cases where are we blading or trying to hard way here? But at this point, I'm pretty sure Red Shoes was giving Kenny a blade, so I'm not sure. But he looked like he was protecting himself decently. I don't know. It's one of those kinds where it's like, do we need to be doing this?
Yes.
Okay, let's go for it. I see a Snapdragon to Jericho. Definitely hitting the bingo card whether or not you thought Jericho would be taking some stiffer moves.
Oh, fuck match. Yeah, he did.
Jericho beating Kenny at the chair.
They kept breaking chairs.
Oh, what?
They kept breaking chairs.
Those chairs, that's funny. The tables are stiff as fuck. The chairs are brittle as fuck. It's kind of the opposite of WWE and kind of American standards.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's just kind of, steel frame with a little flimsy kind of like
plastic pad.
Yeah, which you can get a lot of times where you just hit someone with it and the pad comes flying off. It does create a great effect. I was really. I
saw a GIF. I think it was. I don't know if it was DDT or New Japan. It doesn't matter. But it was someone trying to do a headshot with a chair, but the person that was going to get hit just punches the chair, knocking the seat out, and they both just freeze for a second.
Yeah, I think I've seen that GIF. I believe as a DDT show.
Yeah, it probably was. But who knows?
It seems comedy.
Yeah.
Kenny does a V-trigger onto Jericho, knocks him off the corner into the table. More knee strikes from Kenny onto Jericho. Kenny goes for the One Wing Angel, gets reversed into the walls. Then Kenny is able to break out of that. Does hit the One Wing Angel finally, but Jericho got the ropes. Which leads to everyone bitching, like, isn't this a no DQ match? Yes, it is no DQ match. There are still rope breaks and a no DQ match.
Yes. The count-out part did confuse me, though.
Because, it's how you get a victory. Countouts can make sense in that if everyone's both outside the ring, it's fine. But if you're inside the ring, you can't just have a man lay on the floor for 30 minutes or like an hour. You have to eventually do something where he'll lose. Mm-hmm. You can still get a countout victory, but it
wasn't a big deal. But that was like the rope break. I'm on your side.
But the rope break and everything, because it's like, you can't get a pinfall on the ropes.
Yeah.
Like, it's no DQ as in, like, you can use chairs and stuff, but there's still things that can break a pin.
I did like that Kenny got to the ropes with the walls of Jericho, and the ref was just like, he's on the ropes, and Jericho's response was, it's no disqualification, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It was just like, he can't lose to this because he's on the ropes, but Jericho doesn't have to let go.
Yeah.
That was good.
It's just good storytelling there, because it's kind of like this ref wants to try to enforce things, and these guys, and they're like, no, fuck you, we're gonna fucking kill each other.
Yeah.
Shit. But the problem is, I think a lot of people are used to WWE's terminology for no DQ, which kind of becomes like,
no rules.
You do whatever the fuck you want, no one cares.
Yeah.
But then sometimes it does matter. It's like, this is one of those cases where people were kind of trying to play the game like, see, New Japan does it. It's like, no, it's just that WWE is really inconsistent with what they do.
Yeah, they're inconsistent.
Yeah, that was definitely the case there. Jericho finally hits the code breaker, but he's been through a war at this point. He's way too slow to make the pin.
Yeah.
Back and forth again. Kenny hits the One Wing. Kenny grabs Jericho, puts him up for the One Wing Angel, and smooth as silk slides a chair over to position.
Smooth as silk.
And then, boom, One-Winged Angel onto the chair. Kenny wins 34 minutes, 36 seconds. Steve, what'd you think of this epic war between gods?
This match was fucking amazing. I did not... Kenny is amazing, but I've been so used to WWE Jericho that I did not expect this match to be as good as it was. And as soon as this match started, this was Jericho... It felt like he was proving himself.
I can see that.
It seemed like he had something to prove. He wanted to show what he could do when he wasn't being held back by another company that I won't say. We won't have to mention it.
Even though we've said many things.
But no, it was really fucking good. It was, like you said, it was a war. There was amazing storytelling throughout this whole thing. It was fucking back and forth. It was brutal. But it wasn't just like, it's a hardcore match, there's tax shit. No, it was just like legit brutal with physically beating each other. I loved how it was slow setups with stories. Like how Jericho threw like 4 chairs into the ring at the start, but he didn't get to those like 3 of the chairs until 20 minutes into the match. Or how they set up the table to go through, but then they didn't go through the table, but then 10 minutes later they did go through the fucking table. You know, that's one of the things that I pointed out, again, to reference WWE, because we can talk about them. They'll set up a table spot, and then you never get the table spot. That's how they'll do it. They'll trick you, they'll set it up, but then you just get the tease, you don't get the payoff. Whereas with this, it was, every tease has a payoff in this match, and that is super impressive to me.
Or sometimes they'll set up a spot and just pay off immediately. There's no
yeah.
building to
Obviously.
to moment of satisfaction. It's just like, no.
Now. A thing I super noticed was how fast Kenny Omega clotted. Because he did a good, solid cut. His face was covered in blood. And then he poured water on his face, and, like, I could tell where the cut was, but, like, there's no more blood, and that's super impressive. Yeah. I don't know if he cut, like, the perfect spot, or if he is just, he's Wolverine. I don't know, but...
Yeah, you definitely, I mean, I don't know, because my comparison is a lot of stuff I've watched recently for things, like when Eddie Guerrero had a match with JBL and gigged himself so hard, it was like a faucet had been turned on. It was just gushing blood.
Yeah.
It's where you watch some of those old, like, late 90s, early 2000s WWE when things were just kind of scary on the levels that people were blading themselves.
Yeah.
To this, where it's like, no, you just need a little bit, and just the sweat will work up a bit, and you get some color, you're looking good, and then, yeah, just pour some water in your face, clean it up a little bit. Mm-hmm. Looked great. No, I'm with you. This match blew away any expectations I had for it, because going into it, it's like, I'm sure Jericho couldn't do well, but, you know, it's a matter of, like...
Like you said, I didn't expect him to take such hard hits as he did.
Yeah, that was definitely the question going is, like, okay, how stiff, I mean, I don't know, how open is he going to be doing some of these major New Japan, like some of the spots that Kenny's known for, some of these things that a lot of these guys in New Japan are doing, but he's 47, like, he's been around, he doesn't have to do this stuff, is he going to take it? So, like, when he does that, Kenny does that first Snapdragon, I'm like, okay, well, Jericho's down for shit now, so
yeah.
But then, like, he's taking, the V-triggers are looking excellent, that one-winged angel onto the chair, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it was good.
Hell yeah. So that was very excellent.
I was pumped.
Yeah, this match definitely blew away expectations I had for it. Definitely lived up to everything.
And beyond.
Was very good. I was very, very happy with this match.
Completely agreed. I loved it.
It sounds like everyone else was too, so that's awesome.
Yeah. That's a good thing.
For sure. And then our main event, because this is the last match, it's the main event. This is the culmination of 4 years of storytelling in New Japan. Tetsuya Naito winning the G1, finally getting to main event the Tokyo Dome, going up against the God Emperor himself, Kazuchika Okada, who has been the champion for, let's get an updated total on his days of champion, Steve. He is the longest reigning single run of all time, and he is also the longest reigning of all time with the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. As of today's recording, he has been champion for over 569 days.
That's amazing.
So it's actually pretty close here. In June 19th, it'll be 2 years.
He is wrestling royalty.
Oh yes, he is.
Like,
he is the Rainmaker.
Like, holy shit! So, like, just seeing him, I'm just like I feel like if I meet Kenny Omega, I'm gonna meet a guy who's really fucking good at wrestling, but is a cool guy. He's just a cool guy who so happens to be really fucking good at wrestling. I feel like meeting Okada, I would feel like, am I allowed to speak to him? Like, he's a God Emperor. And that's how he feels! I don't even fucking know the show, Bill! I saw one fucking match, 2 matches with Okada, and he's walking out here, I'm just like, oh my god, this is amazing. Well, how can Naito fucking win against this god of wrestling? Where's Roman Reigns?
Where's the big dog?
Where's the big dog?
Where's Poochie?
Also Naito's suit, just super quick, Naito's suit was fucking sick.
Oh, I love Naito. Everything. Tranquilo, man. I want to, real quick here, like, the promo package before the main event. You know, got this, like, uplifting, like, kind of like, you know, Naito's talking about his struggle, like, hey, you know, he's dealing with everything, like, I came into this company, I was, you know, going for great things, I won the G1, I'm going to main event the Tokyo Dome, but people don't give a shit about me. So there was a fan vote, and I lost the fan vote, so I didn't get to main event. Nakamura and Tanahashi main evented, and then since then it's just been me trying to come back and rebuild myself and be part of the fan, get the fans' love again, and be all this stuff. Even though he's kind of playing a dickhole character, but people grow to love him and just like everything he's going for. And then it's like, because he got this guitar, like no nice like kind of guitar riff to it. It's like really uplifting and everything. And then it's like Okada cuts it off, and it's like all this like black and white footage, like this like ominous like fucking anime supervillain music playing over it about Okada's being like, I'm fucking Okada, motherfucker.
Yeah,
you ain't doing shit. And it's like showing how like all the title defenses he's had since he won the title back in June, and like against Marufuji, against Omega, Suzuki, Shibata, Evil, everybody he's gone up against and just utterly destroyed. And I was losing my fucking mind at this, because it's the music, everything they're showing him is like, oh my god, mortals bow down to the god of wrestling. And even when it came to finding his entrance, like, showing clips of this, like, flick the coin, and the coin hits, and boom, his music blasts, and he comes out, he's got his fucking amazing jacket on, like usual.
So good.
The money's blasting everywhere, the fucking Rainmaker's here, ladies. That's time to rock and roll.
Oh, he was slipping down the fucking ramp because of all the pussy.
It was everywhere. The Tokyo Dome might as well become a water park.
It was a water park. I love that he just flipped a gold coin and walked away. Does he do that often, or is that just a thing?
Well, the coin drop is always like it's like the beginning of his theme music.
Okay.
It's always like coin, then boom. So just them incorporating it. Every year it's great. I think last year was like a coin coming in from orbit. The Tokyo Dome, all this other type of stuff. This year, just him standing there holding the coin and flicking it. I know it's coming. I'm like, no, it's the signifier to start his theme, but it's like the way they incorporated it and did it. I was like, oh,
that was awesome.
Mwah. This is magnifique. Love it so much. And it's not even that. It's also the stage. Like a little elevator comes up and he's at the top of it. It's like, oh, he is arisen. He is here.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It's just a great counter to just everything about Naito, where it's like, here is the uplifting man. He's finally got his wish. He's finally here after 4 years. He's main eventing the Tokyo Dome. Watch as he futilely attempts to fight the God Emperor, Katsuhiko Okada. So even at the beginning, like, Naito is coming out, the crowd loves him. They are that entire Tokyo Dome is booming for Naito. They want this so fucking badly. And Okada is wearing new pants. He usually wrestles in trunks, and he's wearing some sick-ass pants.
Those pants are amazing.
What'd you feel about these pants, Steve? I mean, you've never seen Okada. I think you've seen Okada in his regular gear. What'd you think of these pants?
Those pants were amazing, Bill. Like, holy shit, I feel like the new title should just be the pants.
They should just be the pants.
Because, holy shit, those pants.
We came out, I'm like, I love these. These pants are a little weird, but because Okada's wearing them, because like he is the way he looks, everything, like the frill on the side, everything, I'm like, these pants. I'm down for these pants.
Yeah, I know Okada had gigantic quads that people liked seeing, but those pants.
Yeah, I was down for them. A lot of people were kind of unsure. I'm just like, nope, I'm here. I'm here for the pants. Let's rock and roll, baby.
Yes.
And then this match, the beginning of this match, definitely is when I was like, I've always loved New Japan's direction and production design, but just like there were so many moments with the directing in the beginning of this match, during the match, where it's like the camera work was just showing like the radiance, the immaculate nature of Okada, and just the framing between Naito and it's like how can this poor mortal man take on the god? How can he do this?
Yeah, at least Kenny Omega was a robot.
Kenny Omega was the Terminator. He is not of this plane.
Naito's just a man.
He might stand a chance, but Naito, tranquilo, no, it's not going to happen. So immediately, Naito at the beginning is walking, dictating pace, definitely doing a lot of playing, being like, hey, the usual Naito stuff, like do some exchange of Okada, then boom, just jump on the floor, get in the crouching position, tranquilo, like, hey man, take it easy, like usual Naito, nature is going on here, and it's excellent. Then we just get into back and forth action. Naito kicks Okada kicks Naito, then DDTs him on the floor, off the railing. Oh no, sorry, back up here. Okada kicks Naito over the railing.
Yes.
Then grabs him, picks him up, then does the DDT off the railing onto the floor. Get him in the ring. He drops the elbow, which Okada's elbow is magnifique. Love it every time. Does the Rainmaker pose, which is always excellent. Tries to attempt the Rainmaker, can't get it through. See, Naito drops a super reverse Kanrana off the top rope there, of course. Okada does a spectacular gut-wrench German suplex from the corner. Okada finally hits the Rainmaker, but Naito kicks out, which is always a big moment when anybody kicks out of the Rainmaker. Mm-hmm. If you kick out of the Rainmaker, it's known that you are a big shit dude.
That's good.
You're big with the company. Like when only tiny handful of people actually ever kick out of the Rainmaker. Mm-hmm. You got Naito, AJ Styles, Tanahashi, Omega. I'm not even sure about AJ Styles, but yeah, definitely your Tanahashis, your Omegas, like your creme de la creme of the company are the people that will kick out the Rainmaker. Mm-hmm. So eventually Naito does hit the Destino, but it's getting to that point, like he can't make the cover. He's just too much going on here. Massive forearm exchange between Okada and Naito. Okada is starting to get gas, kind of slowing down, which Naito takes the opportunity to slap the fucking shit out of his face. Okada hits the Rainmaker number 2, maintains wrist control, which is, if you've watched any of Okada's title defenses, that'll always be a major element of his matches.
Yes.
Hits that Rainmaker, the camera will zoom right the fuck in on him gripping the wrist of his opponent. Like, I'm not letting go. Like, I'm taking you down, motherfucker. Okada hits a dropkick, which I've said a lot about Suzuki, but pound for pound, Okada has the best dropkick in the world.
Yeah.
Stellar dropkick. Eventually, Okada gets Naito with the Tombstone Piledriver. Naito gets out of that. There's some more exchanges. Naito finally tries to go for the Destino, try to seal the deal here, but Okada counters it into a spinning, jumping Tombstone Piledriver.
Oh, yeah, that fucking blew my mind.
Picks up Naito, Rainmaker number 3, and to the shock and awe of everyone on Twitter who loves Tetsuya Naito, Okada wins 36 minutes, 30 seconds. The God Emperor cannot be dethroned, Steve. You'll have to nuke him from orbit to stop his title reign.
Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
Roman Reigns versus Tomohiro Ishii. Find out who's the real big dog. Get there. So, yeah, I mean, based off like the recap stuff and the packages, you knew kind of what the story was.
I did, yes.
So what did you think of this match going into it?
I mean, going into this was honestly the match I was most excited for. Like, I got the sub for Omega Jericho, no argument. That was the period that made me get this sub, as I said. But going into the show, this was the match I was looking most forward to. Because I love Okada, based on everything that I've seen.
I love Okada, too.
A lot.
Like, people will do the whole thing of, like, Lol Cena, like, treat him like Cena. He's being like John Cena. I'm like, no, because Okada gets people over with his matches. It's always, like, very believable. He's, like, coming up with ways he's still maintaining to try to keep this belt and counter his opponents, and he puts them over huge in doing so.
Yeah, Naito is very strong after that match, just like Kenny Omega was after his matches with Okada. Mm-hmm. At no point was I like, oh, Kenny can't beat Okada. It was just like, holy shit, Kenny can go an hour with the God.
Yeah.
That's my takeaway from these matches. The match, my thoughts, let me say that this match was phenomenal, but it was a little less than what I was expecting. But I think that's my fault. That's my fault and the fault of how bonkers the main event was last year.
Yeah, that's definitely what's going to happen. And because that last year's main event between Omega and Okada was just such a huge like milestone.
Yeah.
And to set the expectations, and I could totally see a lot of people coming away feeling that.
But it was still really good. I am surprised that I actually do rank Omega Jericho's match on Wrestle Kingdom over this one. But not by much.
Yeah, I mean, that's totally fine. It's arguable, because both these matches are going to really appeal to a lot of people, and it's going to be those cases where it's similar to, like, last year when, okay, what is your favorite Omega-Okada match? Like, they had 3 of them. Some people think their match, the G1, was the the Some people thought the 60-minute draw was the best. Some people think Wrestle Kingdom was like it's like, you're not wrong. Like, you can really feel that way about any of them. It's just a matter of what tickles your fancy and where you kind of go with some things.
That being said, phenomenal match. It was so good. Again, the storytelling in the ring was so good, and I love Naito, and I love Okada so much, and it was just a consistent back and forth, and I could believe at any fucking moment that either one of these guys could win. This was like, the 2-3 matches I was looking at, I kind of figured, for some reason, I didn't think that the Intercontinental belt was going to switch hands. I knew the U.S. Championship wasn't going to switch hands. I had no idea what was going to happen in this match. Mm-hmm. I had no idea. Because it could go either way. Okada finally hit that record, so it's safe to take it off of him. But at the same time, they want to keep building this god in wrestling, and that still fucking makes sense, and I believe it. I believe that he's this undefeatable fucking god emperor. And it's so good, and you see that in the match. You see that in the match when you're just saying, Naito, you're just a fucking man against this god, and that's what it feels like. It feels like this fucking little RPG character throwing everything he can at this super boss that he's too early in the game for, and doing a really, really good job, but he can't fucking get there because it's the super boss, and he's shouldn't be there right now.
I think that's a perfect analogy. Makes total sense. And, so many people were just upset. They thought this is Naito's time. This is this is that. I remember I first really started watching New Japan Wrestle Kingdom 9. That's when New Japan World became available. That's when it was on pay-per-view, so it was really accessible. And going into that, it was like, everyone thought, like, okay, Okada's got this. No, Okada lost to Tanahashi. It took until next year's Wrestle Kingdom. That was the third time he had faced Tanahashi to finally beat Tanahashi in the main event. And finally seal the deal like he is now. I'm the ace and that type of thing. Like finally seal the deal. So this is Naito's first time main eventing. Like just because he doesn't get the first time doesn't mean he won't get. It builds. It's long term storytelling. That's what we're talking about here. Like maybe next year, 2 years from now, it can happen again. It can still build. And everyone's like, but he's so over. Yeah, he's so over. What does he need the belt for?
Yeah.
Like sometimes it makes sense to move it, but sometimes like people talk all the time about how great Jake the Snake was as a character in WWF,
and he never got the belt.
He never had a title. But he was that powerful and memorable of a character that meant so much. Like, Naito's huge. What is he? He can get the belt anytime.
Yeah.
He'll get it at some point, but he doesn't. Yeah, like Omega. Omega didn't beat Okada last year for the Dome, but he'll still get that belt at some point.
Yeah.
Just because you didn't get the belt now. And so, like, he's building up stuff, and it's excellent. So, yeah, at the end, Okada does his big end stuff, giving his speech. Coyly asked Naito how it felt to main event the Tokyo Dome. Did the thing of like, oh, there's a lot of empty seats here. Don't worry, the Rainmaker will fill them. The Rainmaker wants everyone to be happy. It's one of those like speeches where like anybody said this in English, you'd be like, this is cheesy as fuck. But because it's coming out of Okada, you're like,
yes,
yeah.
sir, yes, sir.
Hell yeah, positivity. Yeah, I'm gonna make the world positive. Stick with me. I'm the Rainmaker. I'll make all your dreams come true. Yeah, Okada. Yeah, hell yeah. I love it. It's incredible.
Yeah.
So to quickly wrap up New Year's Dash show, kind of always treated as like the Raw after Mania. Couple of things happened here. The big stuff was that Jay White is going to be going after Kenny Omega for the United States belt, which is going to be pretty exciting. And then Suzuki has set his sights on Hiroshi Tanahashi as his next victim. And so going for that, which I think it's more believable that Tanahashi will drop the belt to Suzuki.
Yeah.
Because Tanahashi needs to take some time off. He's, like I said before, he's been wrestling with torn biceps since July. Mm-hmm. And now his knees are fucked up. I want him to take time off. I don't see that happening, but I can at least pray that he'll take some time off.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the main event, when there's a mixed tag thing, a big tag match thing, LIJ won. Naito's there in the ring, and all of a sudden, Chris Jericho shows up, starts attacking Tetsuya Naito. So clearly, Jericho's not done with New Japan and is establishing something later.
He's just going to keep attacking random people.
Which, that's exciting. Because there was already... I knew something might happen, because there was definitely a lot of subtle things being thrown back and forth, because Naito wasn't happy that someone else is claiming to be the main event of the show, and he's like, no, this is my main event, and Jericho wasn't taking too kindly at stuff, so definitely it was some seeds planted. I think it was a very exciting, surprising payoff there, for sure. And so, I think that about wraps up this... so, Steve, overall, what did you think about Wrestle Kingdom 12?
I can never go back to WrestleMania being the wrestling show of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. This was too good. This was, again, you listen to this 2-hour-long fucking podcast, guys. There was matches that I thought were not that good. Still the best 6 hours straight of wrestling I've ever seen in my life.
I think definitely a matter of pacing. Like, this show flew by.
Yeah, it flew by. Every single match made sense. Even the matches that I wasn't as big of a fan of were still interesting to watch. The storytelling in these matches is beyond anything I've seen. This is what I want from wrestling. And I'm not even that huge of a wrestling fan compared to other people. I'm somewhat mainstream. I mean, I'm more savvy to the business than the mainstream. But, compared to Bill or, other wrestling podcasts, I'm definitely just a fucking schmuck that watches wrestling. I don't got my finger on the pulse like other people, and this is what makes me love wrestling. This is what made me love wrestling. And, I like wrestling because my wife has gotten into wrestling in a big way, and that kind of got me back into it. But in terms of love, this is what I want. And that's New Japan gave it to me. And I knew nothing about any of these characters, for the most part, and I'm already a fan of several of them, just because of Wrestle Kingdom.
That's awesome.
Between what they did in the ring at Wrestle Kingdom, and then looking up their, biographies and what they've done, already a fan of several people. I'm gonna keep following Ibushi, I'm gonna keep following Takahashi, Kenny, I know that's a fucking go-to, and everyone's like, yeah, Kenny Omega, but it's fucking true, there's a reason. And, of course, Okada, the God Emperor of wrestling.
For sure.
Okada is fucking history, and I appreciate that I'm watching history happen now, as opposed to, like, about Ric Flair wrestling for the ancient Egyptians, and that's how he got his robe. Or whatever the story was.
2017 was probably for Okada was the best year for a single wrestler since Flair in '89, under many critics opinions.
Mm-hmm.
So you're last year, 2017, 2018, everything going forward. This is some serious shit we're witnessing.
Yeah,
and being a fan for 4 years now, it's incredible just to see this, and I'm very happy. So many people are finally getting on the train that New Japan's finally making some inroads into the West. More people are finally checking it out, because I just want more good things to come to all these people in Japan.
Oh, for sure.
Because they mean so much to me and all the product they do, because I love wrestling so much, and what they do just makes me so happy. So I was really excited to see you could check the show out. I'm excited many people could check the show out. I hope they continue to check the show out. We got some great stuff coming up at the end of the month and into February for the New Beginning shows. Not to mention the rest of this year, there's going to be some killer stuff coming from New Japan, so I hope everyone can definitely stick around. And if you've stuck around this long, thank you so much for being the official longest episode of Movie Films we've ever done. And probably for a long time will be the longest episode.
What was the longest episode before this one?
That was Cloyne. If you want to count actual episodes...
Actual episodes, not...
Yeah, actual episodes probably Batman v Superman.
Yeah, Batman v Superman was our longest. So wow, this was something that needed to be longer than Batman v Superman. To be fair, this was double the length.
Yes. I don't know, depending on who you talk to, they might have thought that movie was 9 hours long.
I wish that movie was 9 hours long.
Yeah, give me the Zack Snyder cut.
Don't even finish the CGI, guys! Just release Zack Snyder's original edit of Justice League. I'll deal with the green screen and the people wearing silly one-piece suits that are going to be replaced with CG. I just want to see it.
I've seen plenty of work prints. It's okay.
Yeah.
It won't be nearly as embarrassing as X-Men Origins Wolverine.
The X-Men Origins Wolverine work print was better than the movie, because at least I could respect what I could imagine it was going to be.
So disappointing. Well, it's not disappointing as you emailing us at moviefilmsbillandsteve@gmail.com. Let us know if you've checked out the show. You can also find all of our episodes at moviefilmsbillandsteve.tumblr.com. Check out everything we've got going on in 2017, also in 2018 going forward. And if you've checked out the show, you've listened to this, you want to tell us what you thought about Wrestle Kingdom, maybe if we've made you interested, you're checking it out, come back and let us know what you thought about it by leaving a comment on our Facebook page. Just look at Movie Films Bill and Steve. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes so you never miss an episode. Please, leave a 5-star review there. It's really nice of you. And we're always on Stitcher, on the website, and the mobile app. And as always, I'm on Twitter at LevelBill.
And of course, folks, you can check out my films, silverspotlightfilms.com, facebook.com/silverspotlightfilms. If you want to see me wearing spandex, being a superhero, having the Brock Lesnar travel schedule, you can check out facebook.com/theamazingspidersteve and see me make children smile all over the world.
Fantastic. Well, as always, guys, I've been Bill.
I've been Steve.
How you doing, girls? Doing a rock and roll?
Look at me, I'm on fire.
Oh, I'm hotter than hell!
I'm hotter than hell! That's what picks up the chicks, Bill. Asking girls if they want to rock and roll.
I don't know, they might get mad because you said hell.
That's only if the girls' moms are around.
I got scolded. I feel like an idiot. My toy's ruined.
Why did you have matches? We're referencing something you guys didn't know about. Bye.
Bye.